Good day, fellow viewers, and welcome down here to the One Way Football video recap. I'm joined here today with Johnny because he didn't have a chance last week to come on the show as he had duties to fill out through work and that.
Yep.
But we've got you on. I thought I'd have you on solo today, so you've got no interruptions at all from anyone else.
That's fine. Yeah, that's the way I like it. Yeah.
We're going to go through. We're going to go through last weekend's games, recap on all the key moments and key points. We won't go through all the games, but some of the biggest games that were played out through the weekend, and then we should go crack on with our predictions. Don't forget to comment below if you have anything to say on the matter of what we're going to talk about, and put your predictions at the bottom as well. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, which is just under me here, but it's also on the right on your YouTube thing under this video. God, that was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah. It's difficult when you can't see it, can you? You just
no, exactly. Yeah. Right. Okay. So Saturday kicking off, we're going to talk about Newcastle United, who won 5-1 against Brentford. And I know Brentford aren't the best team in the world, but I was talking to a Newcastle fan. He was very happy with the performance. And like we said before, in a couple of years' time, I reckon they will be up there.
Let's not get carried away with Newcastle. I mean, they're better than what they were under Eddie Howe. Brentford are leaking goals left, right, and centre at the minute. That's why I think they've got 10 in the last 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're. I mean, Newcastle, I think probably 7th or 8th. But you know, it depends really. They've got money. Depends how they spend it, but I still can't see. I think it will take them a good 5, 6, 7 years to challenge, I would say. But at the minute, I think they should be very happy with what they got.
Yeah, you can't fault them. I mean, where are they now in the table? I think they're 6th.
Well, yeah. I mean, Brighton are 4th doesn't mean they're going to finish there. So yeah, I just think
Brighton are falling to 7th now, so they're kind of
sorry, yeah. But they were. I'm saying they were 4th, so. Yeah. I think Newcastle will be all right. I mean, they're probably 7th or 8th. They'll finish. I wouldn't.
I mean, if Edward's watching this, about the Newcastle finishing 5th, or was it 6th?
Yeah. I think I mean, Edward can. Everyone's got their own opinions, but I can't see it, to be honest.
No.
Although Newcastle are the biggest team in the North East by a country mile.
Is that a little sneaky dig at someone?
Not at all. Just saying they're the biggest team in the North East. In fact, they're bigger than the other 2 put together.
Okay, yeah.
No. Yeah, so.
Well, considering where they are, no one can disagree with it, can they?
Well, no. The problem Newcastle have predominantly over the years is that, on a serious note, there's only one team in the city, so everybody supports them. You know, if you live in London, you've got 20 odd teams to choose from. They've only got one to choose from. That's Newcastle.
Yeah.
So it's sort of a forced support there.
Yeah, of course.
The same with Middlesbrough, same with Sunderland. But I just think sometimes. I mean, when's the last time they won a trophy? Everyone goes on about Spurs, but when's the last time Newcastle won something? I think it was 55 years ago.
Yeah.
So they're well overdue. But I don't think it'll be this year. No. But I think it'll be fine. Yeah.
But we have to give respect to Eddie as well.
He's done very well. Yeah, I said that. Yeah, I think he's done well. Yeah, he's certainly better than under Bruce, and he's bought well. And yeah, I think he's. I've always rated him, to be fair. He did well at Bournemouth, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, he's doing a good job there. Yeah.
Let's move on then to the next game, which was Manchester City versus Southampton. Now, before we start getting hyped about Manchester City, because I know you have your thoughts on Mr. Double Hat Trick and stuff like that, and
talking about
it's Southampton though, isn't it?
Yeah. What was it? 4-0? Was it
4-0? Yeah, it ended up 4-0. Yeah.
I mean, Southampton are just,
we had Mahrez scored, and also Foden scored. No assists from Haaland, and Haaland scored 1.
Okay.
Also, Cancelo scored as well.
What it's getting to, I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it's getting to. I'm watching Sky Sports News on a Saturday. Jeff Stelling, the voice of football. Everyone loves Jeff Stelling. And when it comes to the Man City part, and Paul Merson's there, watching the game, whoever's watching the game, goal for Man City, and they go, oh, well, it isn't Haaland. But hold on a minute, this conversation is ridiculous. Haaland's not going to score every game, and even if he does, so what? He's playing. He's literally playing teams that are just not even trying. The hat trick he scored against United the other week, all talking about it. Foden's hat trick was a better hat trick. His goals are better, and nothing was said. It was all Haaland, and this is the problem I've got with Haaland, and not just Haaland, the media.
When they played, was it Tuesday night?
Mm-hmm.
Haaland sat on the bench for the whole game, right?
Yep.
And City didn't look the same side though without him being there. It looked weird.
But hang on. They've already qualified. They were down to 10 men. Copenhagen were dogged. It's going to happen. You can't win every game, but there's no way in a million years they would have won that game if Haaland was on the pitch.
Yeah.
No way, because it had 0-0 all over it. So
there's a lot of fans were maybe saying to themselves watching that game, going, "Oh, don't worry, Pep will bring on the masterclass himself on the 80th minute, and he'll score the winner."
Well, he didn't know, did he?
No, that's the point I'm saying. Like, a lot of fans are bigged up by him because.
Well, they don't need to. They need to bring him on. They've already qualified. They're top of the group. That 0-0 is not a bad result with 10 men, to be fair.
Yeah.
So, there's other players that do score for Man City. They just get overlooked
because they had a goal disallowed. They missed the penalty.
Missed a penalty and a red card.
And a red card, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not easy. It's not easy in Europe to go. You see these teams like excuse me, like Maccabi Haifa and Copenhagen, and they're in there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's no easy games. So sometimes you're going to get these results, these 0-0s, 1-1s. So it's going to happen. Yeah, but I think Man City will be fine in Europe without him.
But in your perspective, when we start getting more competitions coming to this, like FA Cups and Carabao Cups and stuff, and then Pep has to focus on he's going to have to focus either on the Champions League or he's going to have to focus on the league, because he's done it before where he's tried to concentrate on both, but one always seems to fail. Well, Champions League always fails for him.
Well, yeah, he does. But, if we're going on about how wonderful Haaland is and what a machine is, play him in all competitions. Why not? He's a footballer, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, and if everyone's saying he's a robot and he's the man, no one's going to stop him. And
play him. But there's something, it's a mentality issue at Man City with Champions League, and I don't know what it is. They just cannot seem to get over the line. And they got to the final. Chelsea beat them. The year Tottenham got to the final, we beat them.
Yeah.
And I think PSG knocked them out? Or I can't remember, or Madrid. It's one of those two knocked them out last season. But they just, mentality. Because they win the league hands down, don't they?
Yeah.
Most years. So, I think they get that mentality issue out of their head, they'll be all right. But I still fancy them to go all the way in the Champions League, to be honest.
Have they played anyone that big yet?
Not yet, no. But they know what they need to do. When it gets to the start 16, last 8 semis, they know. They know what they need to do. Carl Walker, by the way, is a big blow. They've lost him for a while. Yeah, it's a massive blow for them. But I think they'll be all right. I'm not going to say they can win it, but I can see why they're favourites for it. I can understand that. And the other danger, of course, is Real Madrid, as always.
Yeah, I mean, like talking about where we are, Arsenal in the league. At the moment, I don't have. There's probably 2 teams that I do have a fear about, or probably 3 if we're going to go to your place, because we've sussed it that both home way is totally different, isn't it? But Chelsea are on the up. That's the next game we'll talk about. And City's probably the one that I don't think we can beat. I think it's a very hard game.
Yeah, Chelsea game in hand. Obviously, they win that, they go point behind Tottenham. Chelsea would always be there or thereabouts.
Is part of the man to take them to that next level?
No,
I mean they've got the squad. I mean, the last 3 seasons they've built a good squad.
I'll be honest with you. I watched Brighton at Tottenham twice last season. One in the cup, one in the league, and we lost one and won one. And they were very negative. Everyone goes, "Oh, they play great football." I don't think they do. I think Trossard is a great player, and if you know, I think he's a cut above in that team. So he got a hat trick against Liverpool, and I think he'll score tonight against Brentford. But they look all right. They're just, for me, they're a little bit dull.
Yeah,
I don't know. And we beat them last weekend, and they just didn't look anything.
Can I also put in there as well? This whole Aubameyang Arteta thing still going on.
Yeah, but I think we had a chat the other day, didn't we, about this? And we don't know what goes on. He turns up late. Arteta's thrown the book at him. There's obviously a lot more to it than we don't know. But he's gone to Barcelona. That was a strange. He's doing quite well there. And he went to Chelsea, and he's going to want to prove a point.
Yeah.
Now, when you play Chelsea, if he scores against you, I think he's the kind of guy that will celebrate.
Oh yeah, he will.
Like Adebayor did when he was when he went to Man City. So, he's got no club loyalty, but it must be difficult from an Arsenal fan's point of view watching him play for that lot.
Yeah, no, it is. I think because I've seen another interview of him saying. Well, the first interview when he came to Arsenal was like, my dream was always to play like Thierry Henry and play for Arsenal. Now he's had an interview at Chelsea, and Chelsea was like, "Oh I had this dream that I was going to come from Arsenal and go to this big club, Chelsea." What are you talking about?
Yeah, he hasn't got a clue what he's doing. But all Chelsea fans care about is him scoring goals.
Yeah,
yeah. But I can understand if I was an Arsenal fan. In your position, I'll be pretty cheesed off, to be honest.
Just that we've lost out a lot. I think some money on him as well.
Yeah. I mean, you've gone from Lacazette and Aubameyang to Jesus and Martinelli.
Yeah.
So you're probably better off now than what you was. But yeah, it was just always a drama.
But at the time when it happened, you just go, "That seems flipping ridiculous." Like
it does. Yeah. He won the FA Cup for you, though, didn't he? He won an FA Cup. So, but we'll just see what happens. I just think if he does score against you, which he probably will.
Yeah.
That's what happens, doesn't it? He'll celebrate for sure.
I would like to see what reaction the players at Arsenal have towards him as well.
Like I say, they will know what went on. We don't know, do we? It's obviously an issue with Arteta that he's got. Big issue with Arteta. So, like I say, only them two know what went on, and we'll go from there. But, I thought he did well at Barcelona, actually. I thought he did quite well there.
Yeah, he did. He did have a little good spell there, to be fair. He's coming out of his shell a little bit more now. He's starting to score goals and at Chelsea, in both positions.
Well, Chelsea have needed that, haven't they? To be honest, they haven't really had an out-and-out striker since Drogba.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got Sterling there. I mean, he does score a few goals, but he's not a striker, is he?
No.
So I think they needed that up front, and that's why they're slowly creeping up the table. But they'll be there or thereabouts at the end of the season for sure. Yeah.
Moving on to Brighton versus Tottenham was the last game on Saturday. Tottenham beat 1-0.
Yeah, dogged performance. It wasn't a great game. We did the job. We were the better side. Like I said, Brighton are nothing great. Get the 1-0 and go. I mean, under Mourinho, we probably would have lost that. Or last year under Conte, we might have drawn it. Now the mentality's there.
Nunes. Well, was it Nunes? Nuno.
We probably would have got beat 4-0 under him there. But
the main thing is you're getting results. So
3 points, and that's all that matters. At the end of the season, if Man City win the league by 100 points and only win 1-0 every game, they're not going to care. They've got the points, and it's all that matters is those points. Especially come April and May time, is where you need to be.
Yeah, But I think because everyone's going on about these two teams, just you can't rule out any team at the moment that's going to get into that top four by the end of December.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool they're a funny one to predict at the minute. I wouldn't rule them out either. Really? I know they're 14, but they're 14 points behind you.
Well, no. But I mean, I'm on about like title contenders.
No, not sorry. Yeah, so not title contenders, but top four. I won't rule them out just yet.
No.
But no, title contenders for me at the moment are Man City, Arsenal, Tottenham. They're the only three, in my opinion, that can win that league this year.
Yeah.
Forget Man United. Forget Liverpool. They might get top four. Liverpool to have a run, and Chelsea possibly might push those three.
Yeah.
But I think City, Arsenal, Spurs, they are the three. Your winners coming out of those three, I think.
Yeah.
But personally, for me, it's Man City.
Yeah, it's the same with me. City's going to run away with
realistically,
yeah. So, but Tottenham, though, what do you think that in January, though, they still need to buy someone in that midfield, maybe?
James, we always need to buy someone. You know, he's we're not playing great.
We're in the same boat. I'd say we still need a striker. We still need a strong midfielder. Because, I mean, if Jesus gets injured, we can't rely on Nketiah, so...
Yes, it's true. I mean, it's difficult to buy in January, isn't it? There's not much about.
No.
We've got Jed Spence there, who hasn't played a game yet. He's come out today, Conte, and said that he's improving. I'm a bit confused with the Jed Spence signing, to be honest, but when you're playing Emerson Royale over him, there's something definitely wrong somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think it definitely is strengthened. Dyer's weak. I'm not a great fan of Dyer. So, yeah, it definitely needs to strengthen. I think Arsenal need to strengthen as well. I don't rate Ben White and I don't really rate Eric Dyer. So I think both sides really need to strengthen now. I mean, they're not the worst players in the world, but I don't think they're reliable.
But just talking about that Ben White thing quickly, it's amazing but he doesn't get picked over Maguire in England.
Yeah, what for England? Yeah. I'm really confused with Gareth Southgate, to be honest, and I'm sure near the World Cup we'll have a chat about it. But the Maguire thing, you can't get a game at Man United because he ain't good enough, but he plays near enough every game for England.
Yeah,
that's a bit of a worry going into these games. What I will say, and I think I said this before about Maguire, he will try. So from a corner, for example, he will try and score. He'll get up. So after that court case he had in Greece and all that problems he had, he became a good player. But all of a sudden, he just can't kick a ball properly at Man United.
It's very strange, very weird.
I don't. Yeah, but Southgate sees it in him. That's but I just can't see how he's better than Ben White. I really can't.
We'll get to the Man United situation in a minute. Just very quickly, West Ham, they won their game against Fulham. They're now into 13th place. They're moving up a little bit now, West Ham. They've come out of that drought of...
Yeah, well...
But we can't say they're massive.
They never have been. What I will say about West Ham is their European form is very good. So last season, I don't think they lost the game in the group. They're also 4 out of 4 in the group now. I know it's the Conference League, but you still got to beat what's in front of you. So I think this European run that they've had the last year and this season is affecting their league position. They started well last season when they fell away, which I did predict. But West Ham, let's be honest, they're never going to be top 4. Not in our lifetime.
No.
I'm going to annoy every Hammers fan by saying that, but at the end of the day, let's be realistic. You're never going to hear that Champions League music at that council estate ground that they've got. Not a hope. Never. In a million years.
Oh, Johnny, you do come out with some catchphrases.
Well, I've just been honest. I've got eyes. I can see I'm just not good enough. They're not good enough.
Yeah.
So,
Arsenal versus Liverpool over the weekend.
What a game! What a game that was.
A couple of things before some Liverpool fans watching this get a bit too hyped up about all this. I'm very humble. I'm very humbled by it. Okay, I think they should have had a penalty. I don't think Saka's penalty was a penalty, but I'm going to take it anyway because a win's a win. But I'm agreeing with them. I'm saying it might. I think they got robbed a bit of a point there.
Do you know what? When I was watching the game, obviously I wanted Liverpool to win, obviously because I'm a Spurs fan.
Of course.
Absolutely ridiculous decision with the handball. It should have been a penalty to Liverpool. Your penalty was very soft, so I agree on those points. But this is football. The problem we have at the minute is this VAR nonsense. It's not very consistent or anything like that.
Yeah.
So my son's coming in the room.
Sorry.
So it's not very
Harry's
positive.
more than welcome to always join in.
He is. Well, he's got no clothes on. That's the problem. So
I have to censor that bit out.
I'm just covering him there. So that's fine. So I thought on the balance of play you deserved it. To be honest, I thought you were the better side. But
we started off brilliant. I said to I was surrounded by a lot of Liverpool fans in my bar, and a lot of them were, giving me the nudge and that, going, "Oh, are you ready for this?" And it's been a long time since you've beaten us in it and all this. And I said, "Look, I'm not confident about it." I said maybe a draw. I went, but we need to start early, and we did. I think we destroyed them in that first half.
I thought you did, yeah. And I'll be honest with you. I thought you would beat them anyway before kickoff. Liverpool were just at the minute something not right with them. And this Trent Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk, they've turned into statues. I mean, that goal they conceded.
Tommy Asu that we got. Well, some of these Asian players, man, they're brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they are, yeah. But yeah, I think you deserve to win it. But you've got your test now is, I think, after the World Cup is where your test will be.
Yeah,
because you're gonna have games thick and fast. You're gonna have the Europa League could throw you a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Because I think you could possibly go far in that, but it might throw you. So,
like I said, with all these other competitions coming out, FA Cups and Carabao Cups, and hey, you right, mate? He's the star of the show.
He is. He loves it. Right, come in. Right, sorry.
Very quickly as well, before we move on to the Man United game, I just want to talk about Jordan Henderson.
Yeah. Well, what with the Gabriel thing? I don't know what was said.
Because looking at it, right, Alisson looked a bit shocked, and so did Fabinho. Firmino, yeah. And even Klopp went.
So the referee's gone over to the two managers, had a chat with them. They both wouldn't say what happened. We don't know what was said, if it was a racist comment or
because Gabriel went to walk away, and then he turned back quickly and said, "What?"
See, when you think of Henderson, you don't look at him as that kind of person.
No, you don't. And to be a professional football like that, I mean, well, he's from Sunderland, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an North-East boy, and I just don't see. Sorry, Harry, I don't see.
There's nothing against people from the North-East. I'm just saying,
no. But the FA will now look into this, and only Gabriel and sorry, Harry, 1 minute, and Henderson will know what was said, but we'll see.
But it's very strange how then I mentioned that Alisson's face and Firmino's face, and they all someone must have heard it. I mean, the goalkeeper's right there behind him.
Well, they were talking after the game, weren't they? The Brazilians got in a sort of little circle there, didn't they? From both teams.
Yeah.
So we don't know what went on there.
I mean, it might be just misheard or because he's the language barrier.
But Gabriel, I say his name. Surely, if it was a racist comment, would have done more than just stand up and have a go at him. I'm sure it would have been,
run into the managers or
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was said. I have no idea.
Very strange. Very strange. And
yeah,
the FA have taken so long to try and find out. I mean, they got some lip reading people coming in, or I don't know,
Yeah, they want to have to. Yeah, they've got a lip reader who does all this stuff. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, definitely something not right with it.
But if it is a racial comment, does he get a ban then?
Well, it would have to. Yeah, it could be a lengthy one as well, depending if it's proved. So, but we don't know. We don't know what he said. It might not even been racial.
No,
we don't know.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think it was.
No, I think it might have just been missed because of the language barrier thing. Do you know what I mean? And
possibly, yeah, maybe. I don't know. He could have just said something, that all footballers do in the heat of the moment. Yeah, I don't think he would have said anything racist. Certainly not.
But I mean, if he did, it just goes to show that he's a bit of a sore loser. Or he's
he is, yeah. But I just don't see him as that kind of player. I mean, this is a guy who's captained his country as well.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I was like,
yeah, I can't. I just can't see it. No. Another player maybe, yeah, but not him.
Yeah,
not him. Yeah.
And Man United took on Aston Villa, Everton. Away.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying Ronaldo's back.
Well, look, he's got a good goal. To be fair, it's his 700th.
He got 2, didn't he?
He got one, I think, didn't he?
Sorry, no, yeah.
Fernandes got the other thing. Fernandes scored.
He got subbed on, didn't he? Just before half time.
Yeah, because there was an injury. That's right. So I think Martial came off for him. No, I mean Everton. To be fair, they'll be okay. On that, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Man United, hot and cold. They look decent one week and look absolutely atrocious the next. But they'll probably finish 6th, possibly 7th. There won't be much between them and Newcastle, I don't think. But they've got a lot of issues.
Yeah,
a lot of issues there. To be honest with you, yeah. But I think they'll be okay. They'll be okay.
We're still saying maybe 5th, 6th for Man United.
Not 5th. I think 6th. I think no particular. Man City, Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea. They're the 4. You could possibly put Man United 5th or 6th. Yeah, 5th at the highest position, I think.
Yeah.
They won't finish any higher than 5th.
And quickly, just a quick one to look at the bottom of the table. It's not looking good, is it? It's not looking good for Leicester.
Leicester City. I listened to your last video, the predictions, and a lot of you were saying, Leicester will turn it around against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And I was tending to agree. And they just looked absolutely atrocious. He's a dead man walking, Rodgers.
I can't believe he's still there. I really can't.
Well, the thing is, who are you going to get in? They're not very They're not trigger happy. The owners, they don't normally fire straight away. But this can't continue. They beat Forest comfortably because Forest are probably, and I'm going to say this, and I know it probably annoys some of our Forest friends in Gran Canaria, but they are possibly the worst side I have seen in the Premier League for many, many years. They've bought all these players. They've not scored many goals. They've got 4 points on the board, 5 points on the board. They've sacked the person who did all these signings, their sporting director, and given the manager another 2-year contract. For me, the club is all over the place. And that's the reason Leicester beat them. But I think Leicester, if they keep Rodgers there, they could well go down.
I mean, they've been in the Prem for quite a while now, Leicester, haven't they? I mean...
Well, let's have a very quick chat about Leicester. Before Leicester won the league, they were so, it's Leicester, they're all right, they're a nice club. Not anymore. Horrible. Win the league, win the FA Cup, their chairman comes down, this is the FA Cup with them, everyone starts crying, what a wonderful club they are. But look at the chairman, look at this and that, and they're absolutely atrocious. They play music after every goal when they score. They've got happy clapper things in the stand. I mean, what we're doing here? I mean, come on. If they go down, I won't feel any remorse for them. I'll be rejoicing. I'll be swinging from the chandeliers. It's just a non-entity of a football club, you know.
They're looking favourites to go down. I mean,
Well, it's a long way to go, as you know. Yeah. But unless Rodgers stays there, I mean, Maddison.
But 10 games. We played 10 games, right?
Yeah.
And they've got 4 points.
Yeah, shocking. And do you know what? Maddison is, you can see how good he is.
Yeah.
You know, he's keeping them abreast. But I mean, you lose him in January, I think they're in massive, massive trouble.
I think that transfer that we made for him a couple of years back might pop up again if he.
Yes, I know Spurs wanted him as well in the summer. Yeah. I don't know what happened there. That fell through. But Patson, Daka, Jamie Vardy, they're just not good enough.
They've kind of.
And the goalkeeper, this Danny Ward. I mean, they've got rid of Schmeichel going to France. I'm confused.
Yeah,
and they've got this Danny Ward in who's atrocious.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Right. Okay. So let's move on because their time is running out. We're going to do our predictions as we do every week. Obviously, as we're doing this video now, it's Brentford and Brighton are going to be playing. So the video is coming out tonight. So we can't do anything on that.
Okay.
Okay, so tomorrow, I'm just going to get them up now. Leicester take on Crystal Palace.
Yeah, interesting. Really, I looked at this earlier on because I knew you were going to ask me that. This is so tough to call.
And as we were just talking about it as well, like talking.
It's a half 12 game. Yeah, it's a half 12 game. It's slightly cold outside. Leicester ain't scoring. Palace ain't great. I'm going to go 1-0 Palace.
Yeah.
I was going to go 0-0, but I'm going to fit in Palace to nick it. Zaha with the winner. There you go.
I'm going to go 2-1 for Palace.
Yeah, yeah, we could be wrong. I mean, if Leicester beat them, it'd be a bit of a surprise, but
Yeah.
yeah, Palace for me.
Fulham take on. There's two 3 o'clock games on Saturday.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, very quickly, why was it not a half 12 game last weekend?
I tell you what happened. Man United played on a Thursday night against that Ammonia in the Europa League, so they have to play on a Sunday.
Yeah.
That game was originally penciled in for the Saturday at half
Right.
12, so they had to move it to the Sunday,
Right.
and it clashed with Arsenal Liverpool, so they put a later game on. That's the reason why. Yeah.
But television, something to do with television as well.
Yeah, they have to play. They can't play Thursday, Saturday. That's why. Yeah. So.
Okay, then. So 2 games then at 3 o'clock. Fulham take on Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, great result last week against Leicester, but it's Leicester. They're so poor. Fulham, not great either. Mitrovic hasn't scored in weeks. This is his week. He's going to score, and he's going to get the winner. I'm going to go 2-1 Fulham.
2-1 Fulham. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 Fulham.
Yeah.
Wolves take on Nottingham Forest.
Interesting. Wolves, toothless up front. Toothless, useless.
They are really bad, aren't they, this season?
In talks with Espirito Santo again to come back there. Harry, who are they playing? Sorry, I got my.
Wolves take on Nottingham Forest. So both at the bottom of the table. Both on Nottingham Forest on 5 points, and Wolves just above them 6.
I'm gonna give Forest something out of this. I'm gonna go 1-1 draw. I'm gonna give them a point.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go goalless and go 0-0.
Won't surprise me.
Yeah. Last game at 5:30, Tottenham take on Everton.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, Tottenham really should win this. We're at home. We've not had a home game in ages. Everton playing all right. But as we saw in the Champions League the other night, we always hold on to these things and we shouldn't release it. So I'm gonna go 3-1 Tottenham for this one.
3-1 Tottenham.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for another 1-0 Tottenham.
Yeah. Again, wouldn't surprise me at all. But
okay then. So moving on to Sunday, we have Leeds take on Arsenal as the first. Well, actually no, because there's actually 1, 2, 3.
There's another
4 games on at 2 o'clock. It's a weird one.
Because the Europa League again.
Yeah, Europa League again. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go Leeds Arsenal for the first game. I'll go first. This is my team. Okay.
Yeah, go on then. Right.
I'm gonna go 2-1 for Arsenal.
I hate to say it. I think you're going to win comfortably. I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal.
Okay. Aston Villa take on Chelsea.
Yeah, 100%. This is a Chelsea win. Aston Villa absolutely diabolical. Gerrard's another one who's holding on to his job, by the way.
Yeah.
He's hanging on. Chelsea, yeah, they've lost that Reece James. That's a big blow, by the way.
Yeah, I've seen that today. Yeah.
Big blow. So because of that, I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea.
2-0. I'm going to go 3-0 Chelsea. I still think they'll
win. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Southampton take on West Ham.
Good Lord. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go. I like Hassan Hootel, you know that. And I think Southampton, they blow hot and cold.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-1 Southampton.
2-1 Southampton. Okay.
Yeah,
then.
Why not?
I'm going to go 1-1. Draw 1-1.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Manchester United take on Newcastle United.
Yeah, interesting game. This really interesting game. Predominantly over the years, Man United have always won this fixture, won most of them in the Premier League. However, this is different. Newcastle, Man United ain't performing. They've had a long slog last night in that Europa League.
Yeah,
scoring in injury time. I'm going to go draw, and I'm going to go because Newcastle got a draw against Man City. I'm going to go 0-0.
0-0. I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I want to go 1-0 Newcastle.
Good.
1-0 Newcastle.
I like that.
The big one to end the weekend, Liverpool take on Manchester City.
Easiest prediction of the weekend.
Go on.
The easiest prediction of the weekend. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 3.
Oh, yeah. I was going to go for a big one as well. I was going to go something like 5-0 City. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because I think just very quickly before we end this video, I think Liverpool are still in that they're below United and City. What them 6? Was it 6 or 7? No, 6.
6-3. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the only thing I will say is that, and I haven't got a bigger score, is that they had a big 7-1 win in the week against Rangers. I know it's Rangers and I know it's different, but that has given them something.
Yeah.
They can go into it and say, do you know what? We can score goals. So maybe I'm being a bit harsh at 3-0, but I think City will win.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can't see anything else but a City win.
Well, Johnny, we're going to have to wrap up the video there. We've only got like a couple of minutes left. So thank you very much for joining us. Hopefully we'll get you back on next week with the lads and we can have another debate.
Yeah.
See how many hat-tricks Haaland scores.
Well, I'm at Spurs next weekend for the Newcastle game anyway. I'll let you know how good Newcastle are actually.
Okay.
On the return, yeah. But I'm at that game there for that one, so I'm looking forward to that.
Perfect.
And then we've got and then there's midweek fixtures, isn't there, as well next week?
Yeah. So we'll have a chat anyway. We'll organise another video and have another recap and prediction. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for joining us on One Way Football. Cheers, Johnny. Take care.
Cheers, James. Thanks. Bye.
One Way Football.